Welcome to the Jeff Fitzgerald Coaches Show, brought to you by 3B Outdoors. I'm Mike Downauer, and with me is head football coach Jeff Fitzgerald. Coach, got to take a look back, and it was the week number 2 of district. You had to go to the brand new stadium, Garrett Stadium in Ruston, and man, those Bearcats were ready for the Lions.
They were ready, and we were not.
We were not.
That
I was wondering about that part.
I told the guys yesterday, I said, look, if this was, several years ago, we would have found the old VHS tape that we recorded the game on and had a funeral and buried it or burned it or something, or even if it was a DVD. But, we don't have that physical copy of that tape now where we can go and put it behind us. But we can still hit the delete button for sure.
Right.
But, that was just one of those deals where, I don't know, the kids don't know. We're all in agreement that we did not come with any energy that we should have come with, and for whatever reason, not real sure. But it is what it is, man. There's nothing we can do about it now, except put it behind us and move forward.
Sometimes when the offense struggles, the defense is there and really steps up and makes a difference, and vice versa. It seemed like both really struggled. It wasn't one.
It was a full team effort. That's for sure. And that's one good thing about it is we did it completely as a team. I mean, it was a 100% team effort. No enthusiasm, no energy, and we still played hard. It wasn't that we didn't play hard. But when you've got that energy and that enthusiasm and that extra little edge, it just turns everything up a notch. And we just didn't block well, didn't tackle well, and took it on the chin.
Absolutely. In that brand new press box, first game played there, and they had, of course, the tornado video prior to. When Carl Glass came up and stripped the quarterback, Purcell, of that ball and ran it back in for that touchdown, everybody in the press box was like, what happened? What happened? And during the break, I remember them saying, it's like, well, we've never seen anything like that. I'm like, that happens almost every week. You got to watch this guy. That was a highlight. I mean, that was something that looked really good from our end.
It did, where we've been pretty good on fourth down conversions throughout the course of the year, and we only came up. We were 1 of 3 on fourth down conversions, and then we lost the turnover battle. And normally we've been winning the turnover battle, and it just didn't go our way. But for the 4th week in a row, we've scored defensively, and it's been by a glass, obviously. Mm-hmm. So there were some highlights from the game, but it just didn't get the end result we were looking for. And I don't know, man. I wish I could put my finger on it, but I can't. Sometimes you have those deals.
Well, Coach, it doesn't get any easier for you as the West Monroe Rebels are coming up. But before we look at them, let's take a look at the highlights from the Ruston game.
This is the first highlight here that we're going to look at is they had a little misdirection for us, and this just shows what kind of football player that Carl is here. What he's reading here, he's reading these guards, and you see everything takes him to the left. Everything takes him to the left, and Procell pulls it. Carl ends up coming around, strips the ball, and then takes it in for a touchdown. If anybody's wondering how big and athletic Ruston is, watch number 75. He's 6'3", 285. Look at that big man run.
He kept up.
He did. He's a heck of a player. And but that was a heck of a play by Carl, and you can really see it from this angle. If you watch Carl, he's reading this guard, so when this guard and pulls, that's the first steps he's going to take, and then with the running back flashing across right there, we said we're going to take away, and actually Kale over pursues here, but you see him change direction, man, and just go and make the play.
Wow.
It's amazing. Amazing. And then we had put together a little drive there, and we're able to come up with a score in the second half. It's a really good throw by Zach to Brandon Kimes, and Brandon Kimes makes a great catch here.
In double coverage.
And for a touchdown. So very good play. And then this is also our fourth down conversion. We put in a little misdirection for them where we'd been running this outside zone to the nub inside, and basically kind of false step fake that outside zone, and then hit them with a quick pitch the other direction. Good blocking by the receivers here on this play, and obviously John Xavier's fast, but that was a big fourth down conversion for us at that point in the game.
Absolutely it was. Well, Coach, it was a tough outcome on that one, but Rebels are coming up. We'll take a look at that on the other side of this break. You are tuned in to the Jeff Fitzgerald Coaches Show, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Welcome back to the Jeff Fitzgerald Coaches Show, brought to you by Barry Collins and CFM Enterprises. Coach, it's another district game, and it's a home game this time, and the Rebels are coming in. The Rebels are coming in. They are a strong, strong team, only losing to Longview by 10 points. And tell us what we need to know about the Rebels coming in tonight.
You know, they're very similar to the Rebels of probably about 95, 96 during that period of time. They've showed to line up and just run the football. And I think they're averaging throwing the football about 3 times a game. And it's funny how it works out. You talk, funny, some coaches that love to run the football talk about when you throw it, there's only 3 things that can happen and 2 are bad. And,
right.
Then the crazy thing is when they've been throwing it 3 times a game, they've been throwing one for a touchdown, they've thrown one on the ground, and they've thrown interceptions. So, it's funny because I know some of those coaches, and just to kind of hear them talk about it, but obviously their offensive scheme changed when the common kid went down, and they went from they have the spread attack to now they're back under center in the eye. And they'll still do some spread things offensively, but man, they line up and they get behind those big offensive linemen and they try to ram it down your throat. And so, it's nothing that's new to us. Obviously, we've been seeing it all year long. That's kind of been the theme of this year. It seems like is
going back to the old days.
Yeah, it is. It's funny how everything cycles around, but they do a really good job of ball control, and which keeps their defense fresh. And if you'll notice, man, they're 17 points is the most they've given up all year to Longview in their one loss. The rest of the time it's been 7 or less. And so, man, they're really good defensively and play a base defense. They rely heavy on their defensive front as usual. Really good defensive line up front. Obviously, they got Brooks Miller at safety, who's a very good player for them. And they're a solid defense. They're not the defense that they were a year ago, but they are very good defensively and do a really good job of playing keep away offensively.
Okay, well, taking a look at what you know about West Monroe and what you know about your crew, how did your crew recover this week from the loss last week? I mean, I know there's a time where you've got to put it away, a win or a loss, and focus on the team this week. How are they doing?
We talked about not allowing Ruston to beat us twice. And, and we're preparing, we're preparing for a victory. And, that's something that I think a lot of times teams have shown up and prepared to survive or to prepare to keep it close. And these guys just have a different mindset. Now, last week was really, really out of character for us, and we don't expect to see that again. And, we expect these guys to come in here ready to play, and we know that the Lions are going to be ready to play. And so, it's just a deal where we're going to move forward. And we talk about taking it, one play at a time and having a short memory. And, we feel like that those talks throughout the course of the year help prepare us for what happened against Ruston. And then moving forward, we're able to continue going.
Fans coming to the game, what is the one matchup you would want them to watch? What is the one key area that you want them to, hey, look at our defender against their, offensive? What's the matchup?
Man, I don't know if there's a single matchup as much as it is. It's got to be a team effort, and they've got some good solid players across the front, but there's not really just this one matchup where there's a DB versus a receiver or a receiver versus a DB, something like that. It's going to be a total team effort, and this game comes down to blocking and tackling and taking care of all 3 phases of the game, and so we've got to do a really good job of handling our duties on special team and taking care of the football.
We're about to go into our Jim Taylor Chevrolet keys to the game. You were dead on last week. For the Ouachita Lions to win this game tonight, your key to the game, we have got to do what?
We have got to be physical, and we've got to play harder than them, longer than them. But the trick is you got to start. And So we've got to come out to a fast start and being physical from the get-go.
All right, well, Coach, best of luck in tonight's game.
Thank you.
You've been tuned in to the Jeff Fitzgerald Coaches Show, brought to you by Slagle McGuffey, RE/MAX Realtor. We'll be right back.